And Nikki Haley neglected to mention slavery when asked to explain the cause of the Civil War at a town hall event last week. By the next day, Haley acknowledged that the war was about slavery. The three leading Republican presidential candidates speak about history race in polarizing and provocative ways that sometimes diverge or distort facts. Some political strategists say. Expert civil rights leaders said. Her comments sparked outrage among many Americans and risk alienating broad swaths of voters, including the independent and moderate voters Haley has been courting, according to strategists on both sides. But his rhetoric also appeals to many non-conservative Americans who interviewed voters in the Iowa and New Hampshire primary, including some who dismissed accusations that the statements were racially insensitive or worse. Many the GOP are angry at liberal leaders who they see repeatedly forcing or coercing the country into apologizing for past atrocities. And some are angry at demographic and cultural shifts in America driven part by immigration. It's part of this time twist within the Republican Party, said Stuart Stevens, a former presidential campaign strategist for George W. Bush and Mitt Romney. He noted how Republican leaders targeted biracial former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who knelt during the national anthem to protest police brutality and social injustice, and tangled up with NASCAR after it banned the Confederate flag at events. I think Republicans are still litigating a lot of these issues internally, while the rest of the world has moved on long ago, Stevens added. He added that they appeal to voters who see the world changing and find it disturbing. But last week, some conservative voters in the top two candidate states expressed different views. Even though Haley's comments sparked controversy across the country, many people who attended her events in Iowa and New Hampshire said they had no problem with her initial response to leave out slavery. Doug Vogel, 56, who attended a Friday event in Concord, NH, said he thought concerns about Haley's response were overblown, and he thought she accurately addressed legal concerns at play over states' rights. At a Haley town hall in Cedar Falls, Iowa, on Friday night, retiree Dorothy Fischer was more enthusiastic than ever about Haley. After hearing her speak in person and angered by the firestorm over Haley's description of the Civil War, Fischer, a Republican whose party wants Trump to move on, said the war was not driven by slavery. This was an economic battle pitting the Southern plantation economy against the Northern industrial economy, she said. His sister, Barbara Hadinger, who is also retired and a Republican, agreed with GOP candidates. Broader complaints about U.S. discourse on race. Democrats always want to play the victim card, she said. Trump sparks controversy over race. The 2024 Republican field at one point included a record 6 minorities. Inc.